All right. We got game number 2. We've got a Phantom Lancer who, in my opinion, Fog, is one of the most buffed heroes that is currently strong in this meta. I'm not sure if you agree with that.
We'll see if he does. I mean, if he does go for it, I think he probably will. It does appear to be really strong. And hey, you know, we got the pick from one team first. OG takes it away, and they're bringing it back to them. Maybe show them how it's done. This is exciting, and we do get to see the Centaur again. I mentioned it in the earlier series this morning. Big fan of this hero right now. A lot of these old offlaners that were kind of just completely gone out of the meta are starting to come back. In particular, it's the Stampede. It's 90 seconds at all levels. It's unbelievably strong now. They buffed literally every single one of them. It does feel pretty good, and it gives them an extra form to actually be able to do stuff and force action. As with Topson playing Pugna, it might be a little bit harder for them to actually get like lockdown because they do lack that from the mid laner. This will provide that, and yeah, we'll see what Topson is able to do as Pugna is. This is, you know, he is an absolute specialist, and this is one of his most played.
30 seconds to battle.
Will definitely be a treat here, but Soxa has attracted a little bit more attention than I think he'd really like here. Production will buy him a little bit more time, but it still looks like he is going to be the first blood as Skylark will swing that mighty sword. Get a nice root off here as well, coming out from Spartan. Seb forced to run away, but again, he is fairly tanky, so he's going to be able to just walk out of that jungle, but they all took a lot of damage there, Fogged.
Yeah, they did. They were able to find the ward immediately too. That's the thing, is like they found Soxa, so they know that there's a ward on the high ground. So able to take that one away. However, it does look like OG's gonna get themselves 3 of those bounty runes. Dominant only able to grab the 1. And now did anyone skill anything completely terrible? No, right?
I don't think so.
Normal abilities, okay.
Yeah.
Nothing breaking. Okay, good. I saw Ana, he's holding the skill point just in case. Topson, yeah, everyone else just skill cording. Yeah, sprays and whatnot.
So nothing too crazy lost there. Of course, you know, that regen was a little bit of an issue because they were forced to use quite a bit of it, especially over on the side of OG. But, you know, it's the start of the game. Everything's fine. I will say, though, for those of you who are not familiar with Stomanen, this Shadow Shaman, he plays a lot of it. And we talk about how aggressive he's been with that Earth Spirit. He's still very aggressive with his Shaman as well. And luckily, his team has that synergy where they will back him up, but definitely not as playmaking as the Earth Spirit, for sure.
Yeah,
careful with that courier.
No tell, will he get it?
Yes.
Speedy 325.
He will. He's on a horse, Bob. He's got it.
He is. Well, this is slow horse heroes. I don't know. Actually, are there any slow horse? I don't think there are. Good call, actually. Horse heroes are fast.
Yeah. Yep.
Used to not always be.
It makes sense, you know? Logic in my game of magic. And but they are duking it out over here. They have to be a little bit careful. Someone, of course, does hit very hard, but No Tail, of course, does have ways of protecting himself and getting a better advantage here.
No Tail's happy as long as he's hitting him instead of hitting the creeps, right? Because then Ana can maybe try to get last hits because of that massive base damage that that Shadow Shaman does have. We still see. I'll say HumbleGod. You know what? I'll give it to everybody. I'll say HumbleGod. He's struggling still. He can't actually get many last hits down here versus this Shadow Shaman and Doom. He's at only 1 right now.
God, HumbleGod sounds so anime. I'm sorry.
I know. I can't say. I don't think I can say it honestly.
I can hear it in the Japanese like anime voice.
I've known Ana too long too. I don't know.
Well, it's like when No Tail tried to rebrand. Remember, he wanted to be Big Daddy,
middle tower
and then he became Big Daddy No Tail. Then he just gave up, and he's back to No Tail.
I think most rebrands just don't work. Like even like what Eurus, everyone just calls him Baratze. You know, it's make it sit. As we're seeing mid, Topson doing very well in this matchup. It's quite a Pugna favored one. You sure you have some place to dodge some damage with your flip guards and your slights, but you're just getting poked, and your tower is getting harassed too. And as we said, Topson comfortable with all matchups pretty much has him.
It's definitely the situation we saw in the last game too, when Topson was on the Riki and you had it just changed up with Wish, of course, playing that Pugna. So it's going to be a bit difficult, but there are plenty of ways for this Ember to try to get themselves back into the game more comfortably. But of course, that is going to come at the cost, most likely, of a tower, because Pugna does push so quickly. No Tail.
It's going to be Topson's going to be huge, honestly. This mid lane is No Tail.
He's dead.
Will die. Topson's even contesting the small camp, so being an absolute nuisance for Wish.
And some devil aren't I?
Be interested to see just you know, the pressure that Thompson is going to be able to put down early on here. It's a little bit faster of a lineup than last time around. And you know that they want to put a lot of pressure onto this Alchemist, but they get a kick back over here onto Spartan. They'll get the stomp and is forced out that Fairy Fire, but down goes the Oracle.
Very nicely done. Sep, although he's not getting the most last, Sepir gets himself the kill. He's gone for this naked build into a Ring of Health, so he'll have extra sustain. Probably still going Vanguard. I think this is like a new thing because it got buffed. It just feels good. I like the Centaur anyway. We'll see Thompson. Level 5. They're going to double TP to mid to cure the rune. Both supports here trying to help out Wish.
Well, I think they want to hinder Thompson as much as possible.
Yeah.
That's my guess here. So, Spartan.
Spartan, though.
He is.
Pay for it.
Yeah, he's the unlucky one. He picked the wrong side. He's trying to get Roshan to pay attention to him, but just a little bit too late there.
I like that, though. Nukes the Roche. He's like, come here. Come get it.
Notice me, senpai. Sorry, too many anime references. Did you know that Dota has an anime, by the way, Fog? Let's chill out completely here.
And he was right. Bottom. Toxic making another move.
Stoneman and trying to find this opening. Does have the Fairy Fire, though, and they've got the Aphotic Shield over here on HumbleGod. They're looking, they're hunting. Can they find him? It looks like they'll turn back around. They need to be careful, though. Ana can't afford to go down here. Stoneman does get taken down by HumbleGod. Roll forward, though, again, coming out from Saksa. It's pretty difficult to get a kill on the Doom here, but they do manage to find a kill on the Courier. Did he die to Tower?
The range creep.
Oh, okay.
I think that one single range creep that's right next to Skylark right there just took out on his Courier.
That feels bad.
Okay, that would actually kill it. Maybe it wasn't, I don't even know.
A lot going on during that.
He got his item delivered. He got the Band of Elven skin delivered in the meantime, so now he's going to keep his farm going, and now they can't actually pressure down bottom too much. Doom and the Shadow Shaman, they're going to have to just go elsewhere. Like, Skylark could have to start doing this, some pre-position, and we're going to have to see where Stummonen wants to go, because I don't think you can actually bully the PL whatsoever now. He's going to just be able to farm, and you're just going to give up kills if you come down here.
Well, they brought Stummonen back down for now. Managed to go get the kill on the Courier. I feel like it's very dangerous, though, to just leave HumbleGod all alone, like, and let him just get free farm.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think maybe it might be time. I'm like wondering if maybe Wish should make the move down here soon, because like it really does feel like he's just going to be able to fully sustain with this Abaddon and behind him with the Doom, like versus the Doom. Doom's damage is slow. With this Scorched Earth, until he has actual Doom online, he's not really threat at all.
Radiant
Maybe they just have to keep themselves parked down here, but I think it's just risky. I think Saksa, he can a lot of plays.
I mean, if you leave the mid lane, then you run into the issue of just your tower going down. Focus does have to be careful. They got an Urn Charge on him. Does have Spartan nearby, but they are starting to get extremely aggressive. Seb going on in. Runs in. He's going to be able to go get the kill out to Spartan. But are they going to be able to get anything else here? That is the question. They would love to get their hands onto Focus. Bottom lane, though, there's the Shackles coming out over onto Ana. Not quite enough damage, though. Just going to try to poke at him a bit.
Can't quite go for more, but Stampede's low cooldown, as we know now, 90 seconds. So first usage of it, very nice. They even almost get some good damage out the bottom too. I actually saw Skylark drop low, and that's what we're talking about. So I'm just not sure how they do want to distribute their resources. Because as you said, yeah, you don't want to leave mid either. It's just seems tough for Brame now for these next few months. But you know what? They're happy because at least their Alchemist is farming. But you have to just feel a little worried because all three cores are starting to get this big farm on OG. So you have to start making some moves around the map to at least slow down somebody.
I just feel like they're going to keep continuing to poke at Alchemist as well. And yes, he's getting the farm currently, but
Genius.
it's just so easy for them when they have like an Earth Spirit, when you've got Thompson who can just start taking down towers, starting to really, you know, open up the map more towards OG. Starts to get very claustrophobic for the side of Brame.
Yeah, at least now Skylark, he's got the 6. So he's got Doom online, so now he can actually stay down here. But yeah, Stominen sitting around mid, trying to protect Wish, Saksa, Thompson, both are ready.
Radiant's bottom tower
coming out in about 15 seconds.
Some movement here. You can see Saksa getting to position. They'll use the Decrepify, the slow, life drain. So he's going to split himself away. Just need to be careful of Stoneman's here. Nice silence, though. We'll keep it from using the shackles immediately. Remnants forward here from Wish. Spartan trying to hold on to it long enough here. He is forced to pick it up, though, so No-Tail cannot grab it. Go root him into place. Mission Stoneman is there a bit slow, but you know, here comes Skylark. He's a fast boy. He's going to be able to body block, so they'll find themselves a kill.
Very nice. And, wow, no hesitation from Skylar. He actually TPs to the bottom tower just from right, pretty close to it. Just doesn't want to miss. It looked like a double creep. We have a TP available to go hop out the lanes. And immediately we actually see Ana is the one who makes the rotation to top. And Seb, he's just contesting jungle. Don't let Seb target the jungle
Dire's top
camps
tower
at all.
is under attack.
That is a big problem. They need to help focus out here. And make sure that he can get his farm on.
Every time, too. Oh,
Stop.
Sit there.
So it's gonna be the Hex though. They'll follow up. All right, he's not gonna be able to run away from this one this time around. Follows up with a nice route into place, but they just don't really have that much damage just yet. And they're all out of ways to cancel it. Oh, never mind. It comes Wishes, gets those searing chains off. Throw out the Hex. It's taken a lot to kill Seth, but they eventually find it. And Skylark was sitting very, very low down here himself. Needs to be careful. Roll forward coming out from Soxa. Not going to be able to quite connect. It's close.
And that's a Doom. That was a Doom used on Thompson for Skylark to kind of just get away from there.
I thought you were going to say...
Their stack of... Huh?
I thought you were going to say that was a Doom for what? Nah.
Doom to survive. He lives, and if he died, then it's a Doom for what?
They do have some more stacks coming out though over here on the side of Brame, so they need to protect them though. That's going to be very important that the Alchemist is able to actually get them and that they're not contested here. But Stomanen, I'm following up with the Hex immediately. Gets some nice silence off from Soxa, but the body blast coming out from Skylar will make sure that he's not able to roll on now. Stomanen looking for an angle here, just burning to death, and they don't even need those shackles as down he goes. But now, of course, we're seeing some pressure being placed over here on this mid lane. Have a pug that makes things difficult, and Focus is trying his best here, but No Tail's been a thorn in his side. As the Seb. One more hit, down goes that middle tower.
Radiant's bottom
Centaur
tower
shows up with the Pugna, PL shows up top. Both these towers gonna go down. Now the jungle is here. Just has to be quite careful as Thompson. He's on top of him. The slow from Stampede.
They are, and he's just not going to be able to run away fast. But the body blocks are coming out from No Tail, so he does sit very low. Spartan is nearby. He's going to be able to save him. A little bit longer. Rectify coming out. Now this is not looking good here for this Ember Spirit, who does have a remnant up. Comes back up again. Was a bit close for comfort.
Radiant's bottom
Roll
tower
forward coming out for Soxa. He'll be able to give a kick off. Maybe the wrong direction there. Just a little bit. Spartan does go down. As for the OG heroes make their way to the jungle.
Left side. OG has fully claimed it with all these heroes. Now they have to make sure they keep this right side, because that's where the majority of those big stacks really are. Focus, he's starting to work on them, but OG, they know. Like, they want to run up here and invade. Sam's still not making the way over when he's the big tanky one. They do need him to be able to walk onto that high ground. Soxa's going to go in for the second.
That vision now is not looking good for Stomanen, as he is going to get life drained. Skylark chasing after Thompson here. A little bit of a heel tossed out by No Tail. Seb, again, big tanky boy, gets the stop off. Look at this life drain. The roll in coming out from Soxa. And one more hit should do the trick. Down goes Skylark.
I just realized Seb got the dream. Not only does he have the Vanguard, but he got the chip vest too.
Oh yeah,
the max retaliate, so he just walk behind these creeps. And look at how much damage it actually does. Like, he takes 0 damage for this. They're applying pressure all over, and PL is getting...
Spartan. What are you doing? Oh, Spartan, life drain, but does manage to go. Throw out that W, and they're on the hunt now for Thompson, it looks like. They've got the remnants coming forward. There's an Alchemist nearby. The room to place, they'll be able to go, use that Stampede, so that little Skeleton, who was already very fast, is going to be even faster, and he takes that with a lovely tip. And they take the stack. Oh, no!
The chipped vest, the retaliate. Again, there, low cooldown. If this was the old Centaur, these Stampedes would not be coming out as frequent. Stampede saves Thompson, and now they're able to walk away while also taking.
That feels so bad if you're a Brame fan, but if you're OG, you're giggling the entire time as you take those.
Yeah, as we always say, an Alchemist game is an Alchemist game. Alchemist is only 700 net worth, 600 net worth above the Pug, not even like 1,400 above a PL, who now has Diffusal. So PL is going to get involved with this team now, and Alchemist still needs time. Doesn't even have Radiance yet.
Yeah, you know.
Say yet, like it's 12 minutes in, like it's late or something. But it's an Alchemist, so. It is.
It's definitely one of those situations where you want your Alch to be ahead, but you want him to be ahead a lot further than this.
Dire's middle
continues to just be elusive, move around the map, get his farm on, and it seems like he's having a great time. Focus is working hard for that money.
Regeneration!
Dire are
Fusel's
scanning.
online.
Look at this
Time for
pincer.
Ana to start joining into the fray.
Be careful here. Soxa and No Tail both revealing themselves. No Tail's absolutely fine. Roll in, coming out from Soxa. A little bit off the mark, though. They need to be careful. Dotopson coming in hot. The follow-up with the mass TPs. They're trying to just take out the... They're not going to be able to. The Doom comes out from Skylar. So looks like Thompson's not going to be a part of this now. And it's going to be Soxa who gets taken down. SSA Spartan is also there. Ana, he's left all alone here. He's going to need some help from the rest of his team, but they just don't have the lockdown. No Tail following up here is going to be able to go healing back into Blitz, being held as well. As he gets a nice stomp up over onto 2. Life Drain comes out over onto the Alchemist. They still... Ana still alive, and Kenny just chases down after focus. Down he goes. Thompson getting the final hit off. What looked like it was going to be a dangerous place here. The humble god proves to be just a piece of cake when he's got the rest of his team there to support him.
Oh my. And he just cleans up all of the Serpent Wards. And I mean, it's just gone from an Alchemist game to a PL game really quickly as he's just taken over Seb. Getting the connect on Skylark. Skylark will get away.
Did you watch Seb? He just goes, hits some of the creeps, is like, Skylark, the rest of the team's gonna come clean you up, probably. Hex coming out, though, over on the side, but now Spawn, he is just completely isolated from the rest of his team, as HumbleGod going pretty deep here, was chasing after Spartan and Skylar. It's like we are going to lose the Shadow Shaman, which trying his best to help out, but the roll forward coming out from Soxa, plus that blast, will be able to take down the Shaman, and they'll find themselves another pickoff here. Soxa going perhaps just a bit too far, as the rest of OG sitting up over on this cliff face, waiting for them to get too greedy, waiting for them to jump onto Ana, but it looks like they're playing a little safe here now.
The way that they're just running at them, it looks just like OG, you know, just like the way that they love to play it, and just making this chaos happen around the enemy triangle to an Alchemist trap. They're just running away with this one, even though, you know, it's only 2k lead, but you're playing it into
Dyer's bottom
it's
tower
that
is
much
under attack.
more effective. As
Dyer's bottom tower
just another display by OG in this game where the battle, it's constant battling, and the downtime that Brame has to take, the Chemical Rage is gone and Doom is down. It's like, how do you fight? While OG, I feel like they don't have to rely on anything. Stampede feels like it's always up. Pugna has no cooldowns. PL has no cooldowns. They can just always keep running at them. Just keep the battle coming, and then Alchemist can't actually get his good farm that he'd like to.
It's such controlled chaos, though. Like, that's just the interesting thing about that. You know, you watch No Tail run in, immediately pop the ult, the roll coming through as well. He looks like he's trapped in the corner, and I know Brame, they're like, oh, we're gonna get him, we're gonna get, you know, they're running after them, they want this. But just No Tail in a good position, throwing out heals, just all the pieces really just came together. Seb had a great double stomp.
Yeah. It really is just buddy.
Oh, focus.
Healing coming out as focus.
Oh,
Chemical Rage.
I mean, he's gonna throw out that false promise at the very least, keep him alive, but they do manage to pick up over onto Thompson, so that's looking pretty good. Spartan now looks like he is going to get taken down, but you know what? He hit his R button, he kept focus alive, and that is what a good Oracle should do. But unfortunately, this is looking a little scary now here for Wish because he doesn't have anyone to keep him alive. The follow-up with the Serpent Wards get a nice slide off, being able to hold his plays over onto Seb. Wish now forced away Skylark. He's big and tanky, but doesn't have any mana left. There's going to be a roll forward coming out for Soxa. Focus, chasing after Soxa. They're looking for an opening, but in comes Ana over onto the back line. He's a little bit too far forward. Beautiful stop, though, coming out from Seb over on the side as Ana runs away. He's going to be protected. They'll end up losing Soxa. They end up losing Nota. Seb running, just galloping away, but they're just going to keep chasing after this pony, and one more hit. Focus will happily take that kill.
They pushed the limits a little bit too much. They just kept going and going and going. Everyone's running out of mana, running out of health, still continuing to go. And now the Radiance, it's starting to hurt. The Radiance ticks, plus this leading the Scorched Earth AoE damage. They're starting to tick them a bit low. And they did lose Thompson, as you said, early on. And a very different item build, too, from Thompson. I saw him building it straight Octarine. So since he just builds in from the Aetherlands, and Aetherlands is just such a core item on him, he wanted to just go for the full finish.
Well, game is still very young here. We're only at 17 minutes, despite the fact we have seen quite a lot of fighting. Maybe it'll end up paying off.
Maybe. I haven't seen a rush Octarine. He probably feel like he's got such a comfy game in.
Why not? Why not?
It's very top of it. Just go for an item, you know?
Thompson is, of course, right underneath a ward here.
Dyer's middle
ward
tower
off the
is
jump
under
forward here from Seb, but immediately the Delta
Okay.
split. Focus is still in the vicinity, though. He needs to be a little bit careful because the rest of OG, they're on their way. Might be a little bit too greedy. I get it. You want to fight those guys, but I don't think this is the play here. Alchemist. Life Drain comes out. Good save here from Spartan. We'll keep focus on life just a little bit longer for Spartan. Again, he is going to be the one who gets jumped on. Down he goes. Couple slides. Focus. Still alive and kicking. No mana to speak of. The rest of OG looking very healthy.
They just force the issue so hard. Like, they know he's going to come back in there. They just know. They're like, all right, whatever. He's going to get false promise. We can force it. Just go. Force this. You know, we're making space. Ana goes right back bottom. Continue farming. We're applying so much pressure. We're never giving them this, like, this looming downtime where it's like, oh my god, Alchemist, he's getting too big. Oh no. Look immediately. They just run into the enemy jungle again with 3-4 heroes. Just continue applying this pressure. And Brame, they have to poke him out of here. They have to get the rats out of their house.
And they're struggling to do it, that's for sure.
Yep. They do have Skylark with BKB now, though, so he's a lot stronger now, especially into OG's draft 2. They're all kind of magical. Even like the PL, sure, you're a physical component, but you're about the diffusal and about the burning. This will be pretty helpful for them to actually initiate the fight.
Is under attack.
Like things have calmed down just a tiny bit. Get a bit of a breather here from all the fighting that's been going on, but it does definitely feel like Ana has just been allowed to kind of play his own game, and it almost feels like too, you know, he doesn't feel pressured to be a part of these fights. He shows up sometimes, they keep him alive. It feels like he's the golden goose in a sense right now, just making sure that he's happy and healthy, and we're making space.
It's an excellent PL game, right? The only thing he really has to worry about is getting doomed, which that should never really happen as a PL, and just the Ember Spirit getting too big and just being able to clear out your illusions throughout the majority of the game. Everything else, it looks great for PL. Like Shadow Shaman and Oracle, they do pretty much nothing. You're gonna just walk right through these two, maybe clean up wards. Same thing even with like the Alchemist. It can be tough. I'll take some more time before he wants to be able to deal with the PL, but then PL's fine. You need to just be much more ahead as now. You wanted to be able to deal with that PL. He just isn't.
I mean, we talk about the Alchemist as being kind of like an aha pick, but I mean, there's not, once you pick those supports up fairly early, you don't have a good way to deal with the spam plants. I mean, a lot of people right now are saying the Dazzle shard, right? With the fact that you can hex the poison touch from multiple targets. It'd be pretty nice, but maybe they'll go, they'll find themselves a pick off. To get the root off, but they're right near a tower. I don't know about this, Brame. I like the chutzpah on you guys, but yeah, Wish finds a kill on Thompson over on the back lines. They'll be able to clean up over onto Socks, and now No Tail running for his life. Skylark is here, manages to go, getting one of these nice hits, tries to body block a bit, waiting for Wish to just catch up here. They need maybe a nuke here from Spartan, but not going to be able to quite get that final couple hits of damage.
Good. Catch Thompson just walking and maybe even TPing into the midst of the fray, and they just take him out instantly set. He tanks through it all, but they get the big target.
A bit surprising. Again, I was worried. Like going right underneath the tower like that, I figured that they would end up paying for just being maybe a little bit too greedy. But again, check this out, other side of the map. Ana continues to farm.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I guess that's why they just chose not to. He's getting enough, and this was an awkward place. Yeah, it definitely looked weird with the two supports starting on the center. Ends up working out pretty decently.
There's the shard.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
That's not where you want to see him. 800 gold, the PL's right, sticking right on his track. They want to be much more ahead in this game.
Be interesting to see.
The shard, you said, from the PL.
It'll be very interesting to see now, with the fact that Stoneman has this Blink Dagger, if they're going to be able to get better engagements. It's coming out over on the courier, I believe. Again, we talked about this. He loves playing Shadow Shaman. This guy is very, very aggressive. It's fun to watch, but the way that OG has been moving just as 5, it's very difficult.
It doesn't feel like the Blink's going to have too much of effect into what he's playing. It's nothing that he really just is like, wow, I got this hero. You know, there's so many different ways that OG can bail each other out. The shields, the stampedes, just even stunning or silencing the Shadow Shaman who's getting the lockdown. It does feel like it's going to be tough for Stoneman to have a big impact with this.
Skylark will ping out. I believe that broke the smoke on No Tail.
Handsome devil, aren't I?
Keeping themselves up on this high ground. Skylark, he has the Blink too, so Blink and BKB. He's got this good initiation for his team for the follow-up, so he can remove some heroes.
Otherwise, it's pretty quiet again.
yeah, slowed down a decent amount. I've seen Seb switch his build like 11 minutes. He's now queued up the end. So Ags also got buffed duration by 1.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, they still had the middle tower up. Goodness. Dripping wards get used. Topson gonna try to force this creep wave off. The jump forward, the blink over onto Skylar, roll over onto the back lines with the silence. Look at this magnetized damage coming out on the lane. Very Spartan's gonna go down first. There's gonna be no saves for you here. And that BKB over on Skylar looks really pretty, but it hasn't been able to do a whole heck of a lot. So they'll jump back, they'll get the hold up over here on Skylar, get a nice knockdown, go Saksa. And the follow-up, Seb's gonna be able to walk away, but they've got so much damage. This is not looking great here for the Alchemist. He's gonna try to 1-1 out. He needs some help from the rest of his team, and he doesn't have it. He doesn't have Spartan there to keep him alive. Another slide coming out, just trying to discourage them from going too hard here, but a nice engagement here coming out from OG.
Oh, it's surprising to see that Brame actually sets himself up for this mid tower. They actually showed everybody. I mean, I think we'll probably see that in a quick replay if we do have it. They showed all of their heroes, so Sasha just had to get to choose exactly which target he goes on. That's Oracle gets a ties on everyone. Nice little connection, and then Ana just wreaks havoc. Boom was used on Topson, but there was no way that he was in position for anybody to actually get on him. They just reset the fight, and now it's gonna wait ages. They're trying to slow it down, but can't quite fight into them.
I mean, how do you even get in there? How do you make things happen? By again. Spartan standing nearby. And they have the ward down. This rush, Skylar, though, jumping on it. Jump Radiant still goes down. And then that's going to be HumbleGod grabbing up that Aegis. Stop forward, coming after Spartan. Down he goes. The rest of the side of Team Brave just running away. The roll forward, they get the hex off. Focus, running, wants to get back into his base as fast as possible. Wants nothing to do with the rest of this fight. Just ends up stunning himself, but he's safely into the base. But you know who's not? Is going to be, of course, Dominant. And they're going to team here. Trying to just get this kill off. The focus is on. They're just running in. They thought, oh, yes, is he going to make it out alive? Yes, they managed to go and keep him out, but it's not looking great here for SSA Spartan. He's trying to run. Wish is going to go down, though, as Spartan manages to get himself back. And oh my gosh, Ana, he wants to the back dive, and he's still alive. Down goes. Finally, Ana, it is the Aegis, of course, coming right back up again, but my goodness, have mercy, OG. There's now Skylar's got those ticks off. They do finally manage to get Seb, but now HumbleGod, they're trying everything. They want to get him out of here, and they do finally manage to slay HumbleGod, but that was a pretty big dive coming out from him there.
What? It forced 3 buybacks somehow. Like, it's a little clowny, but alright.
A little.
A little clowny diving all the way into the fountain to try to get this Alchemist. Hey, some of the kills are value to dive, but once he goes into the fountain, it's longer. As OG is having fun here.
Waste.
Feeling probably pretty confident because Alchemist has been so broken, and you know when you're in these type of games, when Alchemist, you click on him, 26 minutes, you look at that inventory, you're feeling real good if you're on side OG. He's not 6 slotted, he's not even close to it, in fact. So, yeah, they're feeling very confident in themselves.
Gotta look at Ana's face during all of this, because I don't get to watch this when I'm casting play-by-play, right? I don't get to look at, and it's the face of a stone cold killer right there. It's just like, it's fine. Alright, maybe when,
Ana never makes any reaction, right? It's just like, oh no, I died. Meant a few words.
To my house.
And much talent for sure. There we go. There's the smile at the end. I want to know he's having fun, right? You know, we've taken him away from Maple's story to make him play Dota. I want to know he's at least having a good time.
Dominant actually drops the circle ward to try to backdoor the mid tower, but it's pretty good. It actually goes next to nothing. Tower's still alive, 120 HP. Well, they won't have that for the next few moments. Lots of neutral items dropping down here.
This is indeed raining neutral items.
Has been denied. Dire are
What does Wish
scanning.
have? So Wish now has his BKB, he's got his mouse jump, he'll be able to pick up the Orb of Destruction.
Dire's
Decently
middle
strong,
tower is under
versus that
attack.
Peon away, but still missing. He probably wants to have that Mjolnir, and he's
Dire's
use
middle
this a little bit
tower
better.
has fallen.
And OG, they're not having that time. Reaches out! Arcane Ruin, Octarine, Kaya Sange. Thompson's just gonna knock down this tower into him.
He is having a good time, that's for sure.
Oh my god, look at this damage. 2.2 seconds, they gotta slow it down.
Oh, the jump forward, they get the but the
Lotus
comes right back at him!
Awesome. I'm surprised he even has a Lotus. It's so early. Oh, okay. He has such a quick Lotus, so I don't think they expected that at all. And now, no Doom, and he also had a Kaya Sage, so you know that nice little status resist will make the Doom disappear even faster. And now they go to him.
Dire's top
And now
tower
no
is
Doom,
under attack.
no Serpent Wards. Fight's not gonna be easy.
Spartan has to be so careful with his positioning here. He's going to be so necessary to try to keep focus. Or Wish alive. Like, who do you prioritize here? Down forward, though, here for Stone. Man, just going to get the Hex off. Another Lotus coming out. Silence and the Disarm. Over here onto the Alchemist. Life Drain, but still regenerating very quickly. As there is no mana left for this guy. But, Disarm again.
Yeah, they have to be quite cautious, especially on Skylar. Just a couple pokes on him and he's like out of mana. OG.Ana just always sending those illusions in on anybody he sees to just dribble away that mana. They will commit onto this melee Rex.
Alright, jump forward again, trying to just put some damage over on Humblegod. But look at him, he's just getting sliced away. Forces the BKB out over here onto the Doom, which is very far in. Where's the rest of his team? He might have gone up just a little bit too far, but it looks like with that BKB, he's allowed to walk away, but that's not how you want to use that BKB, because Steffi just jumps right on in. The slice of the turret is down goes Wish. He has no buyback. Spartan is not going to make it out alive either. Both of them down.
Damn.
And those, are we fountain diving? Are we doing this? Are we doing this? Right on in. He wants to go and just murder everyone. Somebody needs to just go a little bit longer here. This OG is just not showing any mercy. His Ana stuck in the wards. It's going to help to get helped out here by No Tail, but he's just going to town. Eventually, though. Eventually, he dies. Look at his face. He's having a great time playing Dota here. Somebody has that hold, but down he goes as well. They have slayed the humble god, with him being not so humble. And Focus.
They're just having fun here.
Focus trying to put some damage on, trying to get him out of his house. Spartan, he is just, yeah, that was a little close.
There you go, Spartan. You got your 80 gold there.
Focus just, Focus. A little cheeky.
He wants something. There's no PL. They need to get something. They won't have any hope in this game.
It's so hard though. Stuff's so tanky. No Tail's got all the heal. Also can just go and heal them up as well. There's so much sustain coming out from the side of OG. When they're not bouncing. That's not good over on the back lines too. It's gonna be teleport coming out from Saksa. Spartan, Spartan, he's just too slow, and there's no escape for him. Down he goes. He's only dead for like 30-something seconds, but he's gonna be back up in no time.
Over your fountain, you know, that's...
Dire's bottom tower.
That's some mental warfare right there.
That was pretty brutal, and I mean, little things in this fight, like Sox is just doing God's work. These silences are so clutch every single time. Set is far forward, but immediately covered. Shield, heals the Lotus.
Yeah, No Tail's not worried at all, and in comes the humble god again. He's just gonna burn through all of Wish's mana. They're all forward. They get the Disarm off, and the Necrophile will be able to go take down some of the Wish's next to fall. They do manage to get the Doom off, but it doesn't do a whole heck of a lot. There's so many ways to keep this little guy alive and kicking, although Focus is trying the best he can. Alright, they do finally slay Toxin. But Humble God is deep in the base here. Buyback now coming out from Toxin. Spartan just gets chopped down again. It's another 30 seconds on the clock for this guy. Focus, Focus. He's trying to get himself back into this fountain. Will they go for a fountain time again? Yeah, I don't know why I even bothered asking that question. They're just going right after Focus. They get some stuff off. Overall, to start something out. And of course the Doom on Ana. He wants this kill and he's gonna be able to grab it. The buyback though immediately. They're really angry. They don't like this. They don't like the fact that this Phantom Lancer has been allowed to basically take a poop in their own fountain.
Pretty much. And look at Thompson. He's like, alright, you guys do that. Make the space. I'm taking buildings. You know, I'm not pretty positive. My god. OG. Showing really no mercy in this game. And just showing a real understanding of how much they just destroyed the draft, really, right? Like, even this Optimus, sure, he was still decently farmed, but the way that they just made it look like they were just living.
I love how the game's not even over yet, man. You're like, man, look at this beautiful draft. And look at all of you. They do manage to kill No Tail, so that is one of their saves. Down Thompson does have to be a little bit careful. careful here because they're hot on his heels, and he doesn't have a no-tail to keep him alive. He's going to try to go for the life drain again, but in comes Focus. This could be a dead Thompson again. In fact, yes it is. They went just perhaps a little bit too far, but Ana over here chasing after this Oracle. Gets himself yet another kill. Turns his attention now over to Stallman. He's going to try to get this kill on Focus. They're trying to give him a rampage. I'm pretty sure of it right now. But they just keep running and chasing. And they're going right back into the fountain yet again. They're trying to help him out at this point. Wish again. Just...
That was loud.
Seth goes down for that. Oh, but she's still alive, my friend. He's gonna die fairly soon, I have a feeling. But, you know, he made it out the first time. Yeah, alright, down goes Wish. Focus running back into the battle. Look at the tips coming out. The Humble God is back. Look at him. Show mercy.
On a PL, ladies and gentlemen, and it got buffed.
God bless.
For the show.
God bless. Spartan's got himself a ghost scepter now. He wants nothing to do with this. Alright, he's finally gonna die. But how long was that fight? I'm pretty sure they started the fight, and then Ana actually just ran back down mid to be a part of it again.
Holy moly. Right, like... This is just them fountain diving. Look at the wards. They have the fountain diving wards even set up just at the ready.
Wish fulfilled.
Is there a Roche spawn? Like, we need to get something in favor for Brame here, please. Roche, 20 seconds. They might be able to actually do this with this because they've solo crest. They've got acid spray. Might be able to get it in time before that PL is up, and they're gonna go out and get some bounty roots. She hasn't been on the left side of the map in that long.
Yeah, that's because they set up camp in the Dyer's base. They've moved on. It was a new life over the mountains.
These double bounties that get left, they're that much more valuable with the Alchemist.
They are indeed.
Rush is up. All right.
Radiant
so
This is a dead shaman. No, he's going to no. Down he goes. They've got their eyes again over here onto Thompson. He's going to cripplify himself, try to buy himself a little bit more time. The BKB over here on the Wish, but they'll be able to root into place. As now Thompson, the rest of the team coming in hot. No-Tail trying his best, wants to try to keep him alive if possible. But over on the back lines, No-Tail is going to go down. Wish next to fall. Thompson, oh, did they go a little bit too far here? Because focusing him down. He's trying to life drain the best as he can, but Thompson does indeed go down. Step chasing after Spartan here, and he's not going to be able to quite grab it. The Humble got himself. He's teleporting. He wants to be a part of this. He wants to get some of those kills. And there's no fountain for him to dive this time just yet, so perhaps he'll last a bit longer here, but that is 3 dead on the side of Brame. No buyback.
Back to hell with
I think instead of just like 5-man and setting up for that push, you know, they did definitely have a chance to go in there with the PL dead, but they went for Thompson, and then the fight all kicks off, Chaos goes down, PL respawns now, and now they don't get anything really out of it. Wish dead for a very long time. And a full butterfly now for the Humble God himself.
There is a rapier picked up. Did you see that?
Yeah, but it's not that good anymore versus evasion, unfortunately.
Focus would like to give Ana a rapier as an offering to the Humble God.
Yeah, it actually hurts quite a lot. Like, if he had this, if this was last match, I'd be like, okay, I mean, there's a chance for his Alchemist, I'd do okay versus PL, but the evasion, it's no true strike anymor.
There's a tier 2 up and bottom, and they just like breezed right past it, and they were like, oh, is anybody hanging around here? Is anyone we can murder? Roche is up though, and this has the Ag Shard. So who would you put that on?
Dyer's bottom tower is under attack.
I want Centaur to get it. I love the Centaur Shard, but I think they're probably going to give it to me back because the shields are just so impactful in this game.
Dyer's bottom tower is under attack.
Depends on if they want to be safe or if they want to have some fun. The answer is always fun, first thing.
Oh. Cost too much.
It's better than my friends. They call him Kentar Warrunner, so.
Centaur took the shard. Alright, let's watch how much health he can get. As people who don't know, it refreshes. Every time you use it, it gives you 15% strength. And it slows your enemies, but... So you actually get to a point where you're like a 10,000 piece. If you do get the 5 stacks up. Pretty crazy.
That's horrifying sounding.
Yeah, pretty cool actually. I saw it a couple times. Humble God, Aegis, and the cheese.
question is, does HumbleGod want to actually finish the game, or does he want to keep farming up, you know,
Dire's bottom tower
heroes?
has fallen.
He got the tower. Now it's time to go.
Now he's just chasing after Spark. He's like, alright, there's not going to be any of these saves going on. Down you go. There's no buyback on him. Go for the stampede. He's running right into the fountain yet again. He wants dominant. All the illusions. It's a good step though here coming out from Focus. You have to remember, he does have a rapier. So that is going to be the Aegis going down. They've got ways to lock him down. They have to be quick though. Nice silence that's coming out from Sauce. Buys a little bit more time. Ana gets dominant again. Should be able to go clean up. Fortune, he's like, I see there's a rapier here. I would like that, but you know, we'll focus over here on the Wish. Does have to be careful. Nice sound coming out for this. And then follow up with Sauce. Now goes dominant. They want this. They want to get as many kills as they can get here. Wish trying to run away. Can't run very far because it is, of course, his own fountain. The creeps are just running the game for them while all of this is going down. The GG gets called. HumbleGod, have mercy at OG. They're looking real nice now with on the back on the squad.
Oh my god. Yeah, that was something. They hit a timing. They never gave Brame for